One of the things that probably drives me bonkers the most is when people need to do a presentation, the first thing they do is open up PowerPoint and they spend an awful lot of time going through the backgrounds of the templates that are provided by Microsoft to be able to make this great fancy presentation. I'm going to tell you, people are not coming to your class, they're not coming to your meeting, they're not coming to anything else but to hear you. And we need to use the PowerPoint slides just like we used to deal with people writing on chalkboards, dry erase boards, overheads, 35mm slides. There wasn't a lot of material in those things, and we need to do the same thing. So let's get away from some of that fancy stuff. So let's take a look. Blank presentation, not very hard to deal with. Very simple. You need a great background that is going to enhance your letters. You're putting words or pictures or whatever up on your slide. You want to make sure that the background is okay. I use two backgrounds. Actually, I use three colored backgrounds. I either use a white with black lettering. I use a black with white lettering. And if I want something to stick out, I usually make it in gold or yellow, something like that. And then the third one is that I also like to use a dark blue with white. So it just depends on what the presentation may be. You know, nothing is going to be perfect, and you are allowed to change it up all the time. Well, let's get into how can I change from having a white presentation. All right, so I'm going to go up here to my ribbon, and I'm going to click on View. When I click on View, I have a couple options to take a look at. The first one I want to take a look at here to adjust anything is the Slide Master. When I click on a Slide Master, it has a listing or a display of all the different layouts of the slides that I may use. Now, I'm a guy who uses the same type of slides every time, and I may manipulate them. So I do use a title slide, and I use my next one, which would be a bold title along with a body in here for the body material. I don't really use a whole lot of section breaks, and I do a comparison of the slides side by side. So for the sake of time and on this presentation, all I'm going to do is I've highlighted these things, and the way that I highlighted each one of these is I held down the Control key on the keyboard and I clicked using my left mouse, and you can now see that they're all highlighted. I'm now going to, I can use the right mouse click, and when I right mouse click it, it gives me the option of doing a formatted background, and I'm going to format the background. I'm going to go, I think I said earlier, I'm going to go with a dark color, so I'm going to use the black color. And now I need to change my lettering. My lettering in this point should be white so that it's going to stick out. All I'm doing now is moving my mouse to the block that I want where the letters are going to be, and you can see that these are now all highlighted. And now all I need to do is go back to the home area, and here's where my font is going to be for my color, and I'm going to just change this to a yellow. Now you will note that the slide is pretty much standard for what Microsoft wants you to be able to do, and that is to click and edit with whatever font they are using, which happens to be the Calibri Light headings. I want to change this. So if I want to change this, I've highlighted the whole area, and one of the ones that I like to use, which is an Arial Rounded MT Bold, gives me a little bit more things in here. I like the way that the style works, and it gives me the ability to capitalize things and keep things in a lowercase as well. Check your fonts yourself, but be careful. Sometimes they may look a little fancy, and you just got to take a look at something that is like this. It may be difficult for people in the back of a room to actually see exactly what it is that you're trying to spell out. Again, they're there to see you, and these are only to enhance your presentation. So we ask that you make things pretty much straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix a couple more of these. All right, so now that we have adjusted all of our fonts, we have adjusted all of our coloring, and we're now going to return back to the Slide Master, and then we can go ahead and click the Close the Master View, and it is recording all that stuff. So now I can come in here and say, hey, you know what, maybe this is PowerPoint Tips with Tim, and I want to look in here and say, hey, thanks for watching And look, when I hit the new slide, it comes right back up to where I'm looking for it to be. All right, hopefully this was good for you, and let me know what other tips you want to take a look at. Talk to you later.